don't really care about articles. I really don't. I don't care about stories. I don't care about podcasts and all that type of it don't bother me.
It means nothing to me. That was LeBron shrugging off the rumors that he and his son might be getting the boot from the Lakers because of, you guessed it, his attitude. But there is a new regime in LA, and they aren't impressed by a 41-year-old who seems more focused on his golf swing than another ring. And if that is the vibe, the clock is ticking. The Lakers head coach just sent a subtle warning shot that rang loud and clear for both Bronny and the King. I'm peeling back the curtain on this power struggle. The harsh truth about the Bronny situation and JJ Redick's brutal wake-up call. Bronny James, the Prince. Snapped up by the Lakers at pick 55 in the 2024 draft. It was history in the making. Father and son, suiting up in the same locker room, both rocking the legendary purple and gold. Never been done before. 2 generations battling on the same hardwood in the pros. October 6th, 2024. Preseason. The atmosphere? Absolute electricity. Flashbulbs popping, the crowd losing its mind. It was official. LeBron and Bronny became the first father-son tandem to ever run the floor together in the NBA. Fast forward to October 22nd. The Timberwolves game. The real deal. Opening night history. But strip away the hype, and the stat sheet tells a brutal story about Bronny's transition to the big leagues. The cold, hard numbers show just how steep the mountain is for a second-round pick. 27 games in his rookie year, and the impact was quiet. He posted just 2.3 points, 0.7 boards, and 0.8 assists in roughly 6 minutes a night. He finally got on the board on October 30th, fittingly against Cleveland, the very soil where his father became a god. Down in the G League, though, totally different narrative. The kid showed flashes of something real. Running with the South Bay squad, Bronny started looking like he belonged, showing actual evolution in his game. Early on, he was dropping 13.4 points a game over a 7-game stretch. The potential was finally sparking. By April 2025, he caught fire. We are talking 21.9 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.3 assists across 11 contests. His deep ball hit 36.1%. Free throws, a solid 80%. He was locking in. Defensively, he was a pest, swiping 1.8 steals a night. Exactly the kind of grit scouts loved back at Sierra Canyon. Then came March 20th, 2025. 17 points against the Bucks affiliate. He shot 7 for 10 from the field. The clips blew up online, silencing the haters who said he was just a charity case. Social media flipped the script immediately. Suddenly, everyone was asking, I thought he wasn't NBA material? But welcome to the 2025-26 season. Reality bit back. Bronny's role is non-existent. 1.5 points a game. As of January 2026, he is shooting barely 32.5%. Just 35 total points scored all season. Some nights he doesn't even touch the stat sheet. Even his G League dominance cooled off down to 9.5 points per outing. Enter JJ Redick. Took the helm in June 2024 with 0 coaching experience. From deadly sniper on the court to podcast host, then straight into the hottest seat in sports. His philosophy? It is all about the math. Cold, hard analytics. Obsessive player development. And no free passes for anyone, regardless of their last name. July 2025. Redick pinpointed the one thing holding Bronny back, his gas tank. He didn't sugarcoat it. The message was simple. Bronny needs to get into elite, world-class shape. That is the price of admission. Without the conditioning, the door stays shut. He told him to study the grinders. Undersized guards who survived the league purely on grit and defensive madness. Guys like TJ McConnell, Davion Mitchell. Dogs who make up for their size by fighting for every single inch of the floor. In March, Redick had to shield the kid from the media storm swirling around his every move. He stood his ground, saying he has seen the work and still believes Bronny is an NBA player. But the breaking point hit in January 2025 against Philly, a crushing loss. Bronny got extended run and completely folded. The box score was ugly. 0 points, 3 boards, 3 turnovers, 15 minutes of nightmare fuel. It was a back-to-back, and his legs were gone. Redick owned it, admitting he might have thrown the kid into the deep end too soon. He said, Maybe I put him in a tough spot. He backed the G League's success, but the NBA struggles were undeniable. The press had a field day. Coach gets real. Redick exposes Bronny. The narratives wrote themselves. The coach admitted the mistake, but he keeps spinning these disasters as teachable moments rather than failures. These are growing pains, not reasons to give up on the rookie, and definitely not proof of a shattered locker room. Flashback to November 2025. The Lakers are winning, but cameras catch Coach Redick screaming at Bronny to shoot the rock during a rare cameo on the court. Social media went nuclear instantly. Critics saw it as a coach at his wit's end with a bust. Real hoopheads saw the tough love required to survive at this level. Bronny faced the music postgame, admitting the moment shook him, but he appreciated the push to stay ready for the bright lights. He's been real with the few reporters actually willing to listen to the grind, not just the drama. In a raw sit-down with The Athletic on March 20th, 2025, he broke down his evolution. "It's a confidence game," he said. He credited the slow climb to grinding extra reps in the dark and completely rewiring his mental approach. He tries to block out the noise, but let's be honest, he uses that hate as high-octane fuel. It's all film study and weight room hours now, following Rob Pelinka's blueprint for the long haul. But those nepotism charges? That shadow has dogged Bronny since way before the 2024 draft. Haters swore his roster spot was a gift to King James, not earned on the hardwood. Some called it a peace offering just to keep LeBron happy. Others screamed about stolen opportunities, but Adrian Wojnarowski shut that narrative down on draft night with cold, hard history. "I don't want to hear it," Woj snapped. "People crying, nepotism, the NBA runs on it, ownership, front offices, coaching, it's everywhere." He pointed out that family ties are the DNA of this league, top to bottom. The tape tells the truth. Redick isn't quitting on Bronny, he's building him. By December 2025, the coach was hyping up the rookie's development, specifically that .5 mentality making split-second NBA reads thanks to heavy minutes in the G League. You cannot judge this kid without context. July 2023, cardiac arrest on the practice floor, a congenital heart defect, surgery, life or death. That nightmare tanked his freshman year at USC, 4.8 points, 2.8 boards, and 2.1 assists in just 25 games. He entered the draft while still recovering from an event that could have ended his life, let alone his career. The scrutiny ignores that reality. His Sierra Canyon tape showed a kid with legitimate game. Senior year, 22, 23, 14.2 points, 5.5 boards, 2.4 assists, 1.8 steals a night across 34 games. A McDonald's All-American in 2023, dropping 15 points with 5 threes in the showcase. He stood tall at the Nike Hoop Summit too, putting up 11 points and 4 boards against the world's best. That's not just a famous last name, that's a player with real potential. But sensational YouTube titles don't care about facts, they want clicks. LeBron snaps. After coach disrespects Bronny, headlines twisting Redick's coaching into fake beef. The pundits pile on. Coach Nick shouting, "He's just not an NBA player." That feeds the beast. But that talk isn't coming from Redick or inside the Lakers building. The failed experiment narrative collapses when you actually look at the evidence. It's just typical rookie struggles inside a franchise, dealing with massive earthquakes way bigger than a second-round pick. We're talking the Buss family dynasty imploding and tension with the king. In 2025, the Lakers didn't just change, they shook the sports world to its core. Enter Mark Walter, the billionaire boss of TWWG Global. The Dodgers owner dropped a record-shattering $10 billion to buy out the Buss family. That deal didn't just break valuation records, it obliterated them. The NBA Board of Governors gave it the green light unanimously. By October 2025, after months of digging through the books, it was a done deal, a monumental shift. After decades of glory, the Buss family era is officially dead. Mark Walter isn't just a minority partner anymore. The man went from holding a 27% slice in 2021 to seizing control of roughly 78 to 80% of the entire operation. His right-hand man, Todd Bailey, the heavy hitter calling the shots for Chelsea FC in the Premier League, grabbed a smaller but still massive piece of the action, put them together, and this new ownership group is sitting on about 85% of the franchise. As for the Buss siblings, they each walked away with nearly $500 million after the taxman took his cut, just cashing out on the family legacy. The family is left clinging to a sliver of the empire, somewhere between 15 and 17% total. But here is the kicker. The deal keeps Jeannie Buss in the driver's seat as governor for at least 5 years, running the daily grind while the real money changes hands. You will not find a setup like this anywhere else in the history of the NBA. But make no mistake, the civil war that led to this moment had been boiling over for years. It all goes back to Dr. Jerry Buss, the visionary who turned this team into a global brand before leaving the world in February 2013. He handed down his 66% controlling interest to his 6 kids, locking it inside a complex family trust. Every single one of them, Johnny, Jim, Jeannie, Janie, Joey, and Jesse, got an equal 11% stake in the dynasty their old man built. The trust was brilliant on paper, but in reality, it was a ticking time bomb. It had a twisted last man standing clause. If a sibling died, their shares went to the survivors, not their own heirs. Jerry thought it was the perfect way to dodge estate taxes and keep the Lakers' name in the bloodline forever. Instead, it did the exact opposite. It tore them apart. The old man was barely cold before the knives came out. Jim and Johnny started making noise about selling out almost immediately, while Jeannie dug her heels in. She was obsessed with honoring her dad's dying wish to keep the team in the family forever. Then came the explosion in 2017, a full-blown boardroom coup led by Jim and Johnny to decapitate Jeannie's leadership. They drew up plans for a new board that erased her from the picture completely. It was dirty politics. We are talking $30,000 monthly payouts and a massive $25 million cash dump just to grease the wheels for a quick exit. Jeannie didn't blink. She lawyered up and went to war. She slapped them with a lawsuit for breaching their duties and secured a restraining order to stop the bleeding. The judge sided with her, cementing her power and forcing Jim to step down as co-trustee. A decisive win in court, sure, but it shattered the family bond beyond repair. Things got even uglier in 2019 when Jeannie dropped a nuclear secret on her younger brother Jesse during a phone fight. Insiders told ESPN she looked him dead in the eye metaphorically and told him he should never have been born. That is pure venom, stemming from old grudges about Jerry's second family. Fast forward to after the sale in November 2025. Jeannie went scorched earth, purging every single sibling from the front office. Joey got the boot from his VP role in R&D. Jesse was stripped of his title as assistant GM. Jim and Johnny, gone. She even shoved Janie out the door right before she was set to retire. Janie told the press she felt like trash, literally a crumpled piece of paper tossed in the bin. But the drama doesn't stop with the bloodline. Now we have to talk about the king, LeBron James, and the ice growing between him and management. The team might be winning games right now, but behind the scenes, it is a mess. Baxter Holmes dropped a bombshell report on January 21st, 2026, exposing how Jeannie slowly turned on LeBron after that 2020 ring. In her eyes, he was becoming a problem. Specifically, a massive ego that was messing with the way her organization functioned. It burned her up that everyone hailed him as the savior for choosing LA. In 2018, giving zero credit to the front office for landing him. The report claims she was venting behind closed doors. She hated the stranglehold LeBron and Clutch Sports seemed to have on the franchise. Since Clutch repped both James and Anthony Davis, they held all the cards. Then came the Russell Westbrook nightmare. That 2021 trade sent 3 first-rounders to Houston. A move forced by LeBron to build a super team. It blew up in their faces. The squad crashed and burned, finishing 33-49 and watching the playoffs from the couch. And what really set Jeannie off? LeBron refused to own his part in building that disaster. By 2022, frustration boiled over into private talks about letting LeBron walk, or worse, trading him to the Clippers. The ultimate disrespect. The report dug deeper. It claimed she resented the narrative that James was the savior of a sinking ship when he signed in 2018. When the story broke, Jeannie Buss fired back at The Athletic, calling it out. She said, quote, "It's really messed up. After everything LeBron has given this franchise, dragging him into my family drama is wrong. Claiming I'm ungrateful, that's a lie and totally unfair to him. But the Bronny James draft just poured gas on the fire when the Lakers took Bronny at 55 in the 2024 draft. Buss privately expected a thank you from James for that level of organizational loyalty. Instead, she felt the cold shoulder. That pick was supposed to be a peace offering. In her eyes, LeBron just shrugged it off. After the ESPN bombshell shook the league, Buss went into damage control mode. She had to stop the bleeding. It's not right. LeBron has done too much for the Lakers to be pulled into my family business. To say he isn't appreciated is false. It's unfair to him. Flashback to 2022, post-Westbrook disaster. Insiders say Jeanie toyed with the idea of denying James an extension. Later that year, they even floated the unthinkable shipping James to the LA Clippers. This was before he locked in a no-trade clause in July 2024 on a new 2-year, $14 million deal. Then came the draft. They take Bronny at 55. Jeanie wants gratitude. She feels she got silence. Sources spilled everything to ESPN. LeBron faced the Heat in the post-game scrum. He was ice cold. Completely unbothered by the chaos consuming the front office. I'm 41 years old. I watch golf every day. I don't care about an article. I don't care how people feel about me. If you know me, you know what I'm about. The guys in this locker room know. That's it. I couldn't care less. Me and Jeanie, we aren't exactly chatting on the phone. JJ Redick stepped up to shield his star from the fallout. He told the press, "Everyone here values LeBron. He's incredible to coach. A united front. The rookie coach and the veteran icon standing tall against the noise." But what's the endgame? The new ownership group has a ruthless vision for the future. Mark Walter is bringing his Dodgers dynasty blueprint to the hardwood. He's moving pieces, installing Dodgers executives to overhaul the infrastructure, bringing in Farhan Zaidi to watch the throne during the transition, and Andrew Friedman to guide GM Rob Pelinka on the analytics front. It's a carbon copy of Walter's 2012 Dodgers takeover, data-driven, aggressive headhunting, and building a machine that wins. The scoreboard doesn't lie. 5 World Series runs, 3 rings since Walter took the reins. That vision became reality in February 2025. A 3-team blockbuster brings Luka Doncic to LA, Anthony Davis sent to Dallas. The cost of doing business? Luka wasted no time, inking a 3-year, $161 million max extension, locked in through 2028. The Slovenian phenom is the new king in town, but Walter isn't finished. The dream? Pairing Luka with another monster, Nikola Jokic, or Giannis Antetokounmpo. The front office is already hunting for trades, looking for lockdown wings and rim protectors to cover for Luka's offensive magic. So where does that leave LeBron? 41 years old. Year 23. He's in the second year of a 2-year, $11 million deal, sitting on a $52 million option. The clock is ticking on a $6 million player option for the 2025-26 campaign. Come summer 2026, he hits unrestricted free agency. And so far, zero talk of an extension. When you break it down, the king is looking at exactly 3 paths. It is pretty black and white, a complicated decision with a simple framework. Path 1, stay in purple and gold. Forget a trade that is not happening. He holds the cards with that no trade clause. He is staying put unless he walks. So option 1 is sticking with the Lakers, but he is going to have to slash his price tag. Option 2, he bolts for a new squad, igniting a media firestorm that would dominate the entire summer. Or option 3, he hangs up the sneakers for good. ESPN's Brian Windhorst broke down this trifecta of destiny during a deep dive on air. As usual, Windy cut right to the heart of the matter. He is pegging the odds at about 33% that James runs it back in Los Angeles, but only on a discount deal. The argument is brutal but honest. This current roster isn't winning a ring today, but give it a 2-year window, maybe there is a vision there that pays off. But let's be clear, returning to LA at his current price point, that door is shut. It is not about his skills declining. It is about the books. The Lakers need to clear the deck to make a run at Luka Doncic. You don't need to be Red Auerbach to see the writing on the wall. This is salary cap 101. It is an open secret. So there is that 33% shot. LeBron takes a pay cut, stays home, and they build the future around Luka Doncic. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith is banging the drum for a completely different storyline on every mic he can find. He is adamant that LeBron blundered big time by staying in Los Angeles this year. His whole thesis revolves around a homecoming, a return to Cleveland. The mindset is simple. You want to win? Go back to the land. Now, telling someone to swap LA or Miami for Ohio isn't usually the play. That's not the lifestyle advice I give. But strictly talking hoops, that is where the logic is. Just picture it. Evan Mobley is there, Donovan Mitchell is there, and LeBron comes home to write the final chapter. You can't deny it, that version of the Cavaliers would have been the runaway favorites to conquer the East. That sentiment is reverberating all across the sports landscape. Even Dwight Howard, a champion in purple and gold, is publicly telling James to finish the story where it started. Then you have Shams Charania dropping bombs, reporting that the Lakers are already turning the page, focusing entirely on a Luka-centric dynasty for the next 10 years. So where does all this front office chaos leave Bronny James and his growth? The kid's future depends on grinding out reps in the G League and seizing those rare NBA minutes when they come. The blueprint from Coach Redick is all about the physical transformation. It is about elite conditioning and carving out a niche, finding exactly what Bronny can bring to the table at the pro level. If he keeps stacking good days, a real spot in the rotation isn't out of the question down the line. Theoretically, the friction between the Buss family and LeBron could shake up the roster. But Redick's stance matters here. His public support for James suggests the boat isn't rocking just yet for the father-son duo. Then Nick Wright stepped into the ring, throwing haymakers about the narrative surrounding the king and the franchise. Why did LeBron see the Lakers as a sinking ship? Because before he arrived, they were taking on water fast. And why did he view himself as the savior? Because 2 years after he touched down at LAX, they were raising a banner. For 5 years, they were arguably the laughing stock of the league. That franchise was rescued by LeBron James deciding to move west, not by Rob Pelinka or Jeannie Buss showing off a slick slide deck. The Buss LeBron soap opera highlights the brutal tug of war between superstar influence and ownership ego. James delivered a title in 2020 inside the bubble under the craziest circumstances imaginable. Just by wearing the jersey, he kept that brand relevant. But since that ring, inconsistency fueled by family drama and penny pinching. Add in some disastrous roster moves, and you have got a fractured relationship between the GOAT and the front office. Windhorse summed up this toxic but successful marriage perfectly. After 23 years, everyone who works with LeBron will tell you, sometimes he is a massive headache. But that headache, it pays off tenfold. The Lakers were wandering in the desert until he showed up. He was the savior, plain and simple. Did he annoy them? Did he wear them down? Absolutely. And they are thrilled he did. Just ask Cleveland. That sounds exactly like the kind of talk coming out of Miami. But the reality is, the sale to the Walter Group officially closes the book on the Buss family era. Under the terms of this new deal, Jeannie keeps her hands on the wheel as governor for the next 5 years. With deeper pockets than ever before and a championship pedigree, these new owners look ready to spark a serious Lakers revival. However, the true test of their diplomatic chops will be navigating LeBron's exit, whether he walks away quietly or burns the bridge on his way out. And regarding JJ Redick and Bronny James, those explosive headlines don't even come close to matching the reality inside the gym. Redick hasn't folded on the kid. He hasn't scrapped the development blueprint. The franchise is staring down existential threats that dwarf a rookie's struggles, questions about the future, and their fading superstars. The clock is ticking, and the big question is whether the incoming Doncic era can actually hang another banner in the rafters alongside the greats. The real narrative here isn't about a coach quitting on a struggling rookie. It's the story of an organization in freefall, a legend at a professional crossroads, and a young man fighting to survive a spotlight that has nothing to do with his jump shot. Rich Paul, the power broker behind Clutch Sports, went on his podcast and completely trashed those ESPN reports. He kept it characteristically raw. There's a new article every day. Who gives a damn? I don't. You guys don't know what's true and what isn't. That brush-off suggests both Camp LeBron and the front office are desperate to kill the noise and get back to basketball. Insiders say a summit between James, Paul, and Buss is already on the books to settle the score after all that internal drama leaked. Whether that's a genuine truce or just a PR stunt for the cameras remains the big mystery, but everyone involved knows they can't afford to look divided right now. The next chapter of Lakers history is being written in real time. Bronny James will either carve out his spot or he won't. But that verdict will be decided on the court, not by manufactured drama surrounding a coach who has backed his potential from day one. Ignore the clickbait claiming Redick is exposing his inability to coach Bronny. The tape shows a rookie head coach just being honest about the grind required for a second-round pick. That isn't dysfunction. That is professional basketball. No, the real dysfunction is lurking somewhere else. It's in the family infighting, shattering a legacy, the tension between a king and an owner, and the chaos of a $10 billion takeover. Bronny James is just a supporting actor in this movie, not the lead. His father's legacy is immortal. His own career? The page is still blank. And despite what the tabloids scream, JJ Redick is still standing right there, ready to help him write it. That's a wrap for this video. If you want more deep dives like this, go ahead and click the cards on your screen.